Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo!
So, welcome, friends, neighbors, visitors, ladies, gentlemen, casual visitors, transients, any kind of well-wisher, to I think this would be maybe the 18th annual graduation, if you count Venables Valley School and Govardhan Academy. So, anyway, approximately 18th. So, it's actually becoming a tradition. And if you've been to them before, you know that it's actually similar to a wedding in the sense that at some point everybody starts crying. If you're a lady, then you should have some kind of tissue or know somebody with a tissue. If you're a man, your sleeve will do, whatever's handy. Now, of course, these events, they actually are meaningful, perhaps even more meaningful in a small community like Venables Valley, in the sense that directly or indirectly, everybody becomes invested to some degree in the lives of everybody, for better or for worse. So, especially so in the case of the children. And when you have an intentional community, one thing you're trying to do, among others, especially in a place like this, is you try to create an environment that is supportive, where children feel secure, a safe environment, a happy environment, a natural environment. So you, as best as you can, you try and create that kind of atmosphere for the child to grow up in. So then these days, these graduation days, even though tomorrow Jayanti is not going to feel much different than she felt today, but at the same time, it's significant for the entire community in the sense that we're sending now somebody out into the world. Well, I don't know what the rate is of retention here, maybe 30% or whatever it is, but more often than not, at least for some time, the children are off into the world. So what we're doing then is like our offering also, right? the children become our offering. So we see that here's somebody who's well-adjusted, who's well-rounded, a balanced personality, productive personality, intelligent. And then you say, okay, here, world, this is what Venables Valley has to offer. So in that sense, we take a certain amount of pride, even though the parents probably get the bulk of the credit. Still, everybody in the community has something to do with it, directly or indirectly, because we help to create the environment in which that child was nourished. So it's more than a graduation then, it's like our offering. So in that sense, it is important to us. And so it's a very enjoyable kind of affair. So much for that. It's a wedding, it's our offering, and so now we have some speakers. The first person on the list, Hari Leela, she is what you would call a senior statesman for education. Senior in the sense of qualifications, not necessarily anything else. Because she was here from the very beginning of the school and was a major player right from the start in getting education in a formal sense established in the valley. And she continues to be relevant in the sense that she is our living personality of Math Made Easy for the students. And that's no exaggeration. And so when you think about it, that itself is a tremendous asset that this school has. That you can't get a math tutor of that quality with spending that much time per student. So she's an asset in that sense also. And in fact, okay, Harley, I'll let you come on.
On. You don't have to listen to her.
Oh.
We like to hear it.
What's that?
Well, I must admit, I looked at the schedule and it said, first speech by Hari Leela. And I was like, oh, that's good. So, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Cara said, well, you're good at it, but actually I'm not so good these days. But the reason that I would be good if I was is because of the children that go to this school and because of the families that support them. And it's true, I was here right in 97 when we first went, 98, when we first went to the school board and said, you know, if we build a school, will you staff it? And they hummed and hawed, and they obviously thought we would never do it because they said, oh, okay, if you build a school, we'll staff it. So then so many devotees got together, and we built the school. And then we went back to them just at the end of August and said, okay, we built the school. And they're like, what? You built a school? So then they had to staff it. So Patricia Dennis and I were the first people who were here. And it was one small trailer. We had to, anyway, it was pretty interesting. There was one room with all the kids in. Jai was in the classroom. Dayal was in the classroom. Nam was in the classroom. So many of those people who were students in the classroom who are now, like with Radha and Ka, they're now running the school. And so it's so inspiring to me to see how somehow we managed to maintain the tradition of keeping the school going. Then, as you know, we built another room onto it, we built another room onto it, and then when they closed all the small public schools, we managed to continue it as a private school on our own. And we got our building back that we had sold to the school board. And so from there, it's gone. And today, when you see how many students have gone through the school and how many have come out, and they're so beautiful. And Jayanti especially is such a special soul. She's just one of the sweetest, kindest. I won't say she never gets upset. She just never looks like she's upset. because I know she gets stressed out and that. But honestly, when you're in the classroom, you say, "How are you doing, Jayanti?" She says, "Fine." And she just continues. If you ever want to know the definition of like patience, determination, then you just have to see Jayanti in a school setting, because she continues, she works, she's pleasant, she's just, sometimes she even asks for help. So I know there's very many other speakers. I know Irene, and I was so happy to see Susan Chalice here, who was in at the very beginning of the school. And I just want to pray and wish that we just keep the school going and that we have more wonderful graduates like Jayanti. And you should know, I actually got a card. I went into this little store. I was thinking of getting one of those, grad congratulations, but I saw one, and the front is somebody blowing a conch, which is full of flowers, and I thought, oh, that looks like a Jayanti painting. And then when I opened it inside, there was an ocean, and there was a little rowboat in the ocean, and there was a person in the rowboat. And at first I thought it was one person, but actually there was a person and a smaller person with them. And I thought, wow, that's wonderful, just sort of sailing over the ocean, intrepidly going. And then I was talking to Tarun, and he said, isn't that a bit lonely? You're just by yourself in the middle of the ocean. So then I was thinking, actually, even though you're going to be the one in the boat of your future life, I guess the other person in the boat with you is probably your mother, because she'll be with you always. But I was realizing that we could all actually, I have the card, we could all just write our names in the ocean, so that Jayanti will know that even though she's the one in charge of her boat, you're actually surrounded by an ocean of well-wishers and Vaishnavas and devotees who have just grown up with you and who just love you like crazy. So, thank you.
Okay, now we have to ad-lib a little bit, because we're going to depart from our schedule, because we have, as mentioned, a couple of special guests here, kind of like alumni, so to speak, alumni educators anyway, and we'd love to hear from them. I don't know what would be the best protocol for order. I see three, so we'll ask, how about Mrs. Hawley? She's always like, is she here? She's always kind of gregarious and spontaneous.
For most things. I was thrilled to be invited to see Jasmine, who was one of my favorite students ever, although I had some other ones that were from here also. And it's just so great to come back and see all the positive changes. I was here when that mural was painted, and now I see the whole building, and the whole building's been transformed, and it's a different kind of school than it was when I was teaching here, but it was my favorite school I've ever been in. I had only girls. For some reason, it was only girls. And like this year I have 24 students, and half of them were girls, and the girls were all lovely. The boys were all monkeys. And I think back, and I think, wow, these were my favorite years here. And Jasmine was the most artistic student I think I've ever had. And I think I still have some of your pieces of art. I'm sure I do. And it's just so exciting to be able to think back on those times and think that I helped create a little community here of mostly girls who really enjoyed school. And I'm so excited to have been invited to come back and to witness this day. So congratulations.
Just to give you an idea of how much the students interact with the teachers here, there was a field trip where the school, the children, and their parents camped out and pitched tents in Miss Hawley's backyard. Irene, I'm going to ask you to go not next because I know that you'll start crying and you'll get everybody crying. So Susan, if you could come up and just say a little something.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today. It's quite an honor to be able to participate in a graduation ceremony. It's pretty amazing to think. I looked at Jasmine the other day because she was actually in a school that I'm teaching in now, and she was writing an exam, and my mouth kind of dropped open because it seems like just a blink of an eye, and these kids grow up, and it was only yesterday to me that she was this, kindergarten grade 1 student who came to school with enthusiasm every day. She was so thrilled to be learning, and it showed in everything that she did. And I want to speak a little bit, it was such a unique experience for me also to be able to contribute to this community and to this school in my time here. It was one of the best opportunities that I've had. It was my introduction to a K-12 school. And certainly, I learned a lot, not only in teaching, but also in participating in the events in the community. So I really appreciate that. And Jasmine, I just want to wish you the best of luck. Congratulations on reaching this milestone, and all the best in the future.
Susan Chalice was actually instrumental in a lot of the infrastructure that we may take for granted now, but this very field that we sit on, that we're sitting on, the development of this soccer field and that. So everybody plays a role. Another thought is, one reason that people get sentimental or start crying is because you see that, the person used to be so little and now they're grown up, which means that I must be getting old. So it's another reason to lament. Anyway, Irene, if you'd like to come and say a few words or attempt.
Yadak Shiri, Irene Adams in Squeshed. I'm just learning my language in Lytton. I'm Intlakatnkin. So I've been working really hard the last couple of years to learn my language. So I just told you good afternoon. My name is Irene Adams and I am Intlakatnkin. So just a little bit of my culture that I'm working really hard at. And yes, I really love coming up here, and I was so happy when I got the message from Jasmine's mom, and I was like, wow, that's so great. So great to come up, and you're so beautiful, and I'm so happy to be here. Driving up the road, like every time I go to Kamloops, I drive by and I look, and I can't believe, it's like a dream that I used to work here, and yeah, I agree. It was one of the best places to work, and I really enjoyed my time here, and yeah, it was all girls when I was here too, and we played basketball, we played soccer, we had so much fun. I had so much fun with the girls, and yeah, it seems like it was so long ago, and I'm sorry, at a loss of words, but I am very honored to be back, and I really thank the community here and seeing the building still going and education still happening for the children. It makes my heart very happy. And Jasmine, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss of words to say, but I am very proud of you, and I look forward to more graduation ceremonies in the future. Yes, Kuksham.
I don't know what this stage is going to be for, but if you look at it, it's actually very typical of Sharonagati in the sense that it's very beautiful, really. And it symbolizes doing a lot with almost nothing. So that's kind of the theme of the school. Now back to the regular schedule. It says I didn't see Leela Sundari. Is she here?
I invited her. She's on her way.
She's on her way. Okay, so there must be like a roadblock near Hope or something. Okay, then my wife, Udar Kirti, she's like suffering from, she's sitting over there because she's coughing so much. She doesn't want to disturb the ceremony. But either she's going to give the speech or she has a standby personality to give her speech, which would be her eldest daughter. So you may be looking at Janaki, but you have to be thinking Udar Kirti.
I'll try to do the accent, but I'm not very good at it. No, it's Indian. It's ingrained in me. That's just the way it is. All right, so Mom wanted to do this, but she's coughing a lot, and it's hit her pretty hard. So I will be doing this for you, so just pretend I'm Mom. So she wants to say, through the years, it's always been so nice to be around you and to have you in my home. Yes, my home. I know you've never been there, but you have always had a positive demeanor, and you've always been a joy to be around. Lots of laughs, lots of fun times. And even though you were born in the valley, I didn't realize you had grown up until one day you drove down our driveway. I think this was about a month ago, actually. And you were alone, and you said to Narangi, "Hey, Narangi, I'm here. Let's go." And you guys got in the car, and you left. And that's when it hit me that you had grown up, and it seemed like it was so fast. So after this, I realized that one day you'll drive out of the valley, perhaps for some time, to find your way in life. So we wrote you this book called Rainy Day Waiting for the Sun to Come Out. So on the days in your life when you're waiting for the sun to come out and shine again, please read this book to make you feel like you're together laughing with us again. So I can read you the first page so you can see how helpful it is. And here it says in my notes that I'm supposed to read the page, so I'll refer to those. You have beautiful curly hair, which should not be straightened, not even for your wedding. So that's it. I'm supposed to give you this book with love. That's what it says here again. And you're looking at a bright future. And remember to always come back and play games with everyone here. A lot of good times, a lot of laughs, a lot of good games. So I think there's 100. Is there 100 or so?
108.
Wow.
About there. So make sure you're frugal. Really save them for the rainy days. You're welcome.
Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, that there actually is a theme to the graduation, so I'll tell you now, that it's a spiritual theme, but it's also has a lot of practical material applications as well. And so using three principles that in our case are mentioned in the scriptures, the Upadeshamrita Sindhu, and that is that for a person to be successful in any endeavor, they must endeavor with enthusiasm, they must endeavor with patience, and they must endeavor with confidence. Now, we've slightly adjusted it to be enthusiasm, patience, and commitment. Because if you're going to be confident about doing anything, then naturally you're going to commit to it. And we'll develop that. So now the principle of enthusiasm is going to be illustrated by the youngest of the students, who are irrepressibly enthusiastic, even when you don't want them to be. And then the endurance is going to be the students, the older students who have endured the educational process. Maybe endured is not the right word. But then, and the commitment will be a presentation from the seniors in the community, of which there are many, many to choose from. But in any case, so those are the three principles we're going to illustrate as a means of success. There's only 30% chance of rain, so
It's happening.
nothing. Maybe we'll only get 1/3 of what we're supposed to get. So the young students presenting enthusiasm. Are they ready, by the way, young students? with enthusiasm.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. For the younger than Jayanti's presentation, our task was to instill her with enthusiasm, and since she's 18 and into rock and roll, we're doing what we do, which is kirtan, but with a little twist from someone she said was her favorite guitarist, at least a month ago. So.
Just watch Carson over. Check.
Okay. You're a Sharanagati woman, a Sharanagati woman, a Sharanagati woman. There's nothing you cannot do. A Sharanagati woman, we're always here for you. We're here for you, Jazzy. We believe in you, Jayanti. Krishna loves you, Jazzy, more than we can know. Keep your faith, Jayanti, he won't ever leave you alone. Stay true, Jayanti. Keep your faith, Jayanti. Keep your smile, Jayanti. We love you and want you to know. There's a mantra you can chant and be happy wherever you may go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Louder! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Well, Jayanti, I actually went to a Carlos Santana concert in 1972. And from what I can remember, it wasn't any better than that. So next we have, the principle of patience, presented by her peers. Is that correct? Are the peers ready? Okay.
Hare Krishna, everybody. I'm not exactly Jayanti's peer, but she is entering into the next stage of her life, which is adulthood, and I guess I'm kind of in that now. My presentation, it will be on patience, the virtue of patience, and won't be as exciting as enthusiasm. Patience usually isn't, but it's actually a very important part of life. Especially in adulthood, you'll be seeing a lot of, or needing a lot of patience with new jobs, new responsibilities, new roles, kids. Especially this part, you'll be doing a lot of things that you won't be seeing the results right away. I read a parent handbook of how to be a parent, and it said, be happy not when your 4-year-old is showing good manners, but when your 30-year-old is showing good manners. Then you know that you've trained your child right. So you won't be expecting results in 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes it might take 30. But can be a very frustrating time. But the value of patience in this time is crucial because that will show you how to enjoy your adulthood life. And there is one key to patience that will bring you forever happy on your way. And that key is to enjoy the process. Sometimes we're so goal-orientated, or we think the results are more important than the process. But reality is the process is the important, because that's where you learn your lessons, and that's where you get the most out of it. Life should not be a race. Like they always say, it's not a race. It goes fast enough on its own. You don't need to be running. But it should be a walk, where you can actually enjoy the scenery and appreciate what's around you, even if it might not be beautiful. But even the ugliness can bring out the best in all of us. So just trying to tell you to take the time to enjoy the walk. Appreciate all the moments. The child's first smile, even though you might have a million diapers to wash, the child's first smile is just as important as anything else you remember. And don't forget, to smell the flowers, hold hands, laugh, because at the end you want it to be a walk that you can remember, all those beautiful details. They say that when you're 20, life is going great. When you're 30, it starts to fly. When you're 40, it's zooming by, and by the time you're 50, you have no idea why or how it went so fast. And being 30, I can tell you, it flies. Your children grow up too fast. Everything flies by so fast. So patience is just to remind you to take the time to appreciate all the little things. In that mood, we have a little gift for you, which is actually a gift that you will also give to everybody else. Car? Yeah. The gift is a tree, which we will plant for you, or we'll help you plant. And this tree symbolizes your gift to the community, because now that you're reaching adulthood, you will also be giving to us and giving to everybody, even though you have been giving so much, but this is your own gift. And it will also symbolize or remind us of your time spent with us. Whenever we see that tree, we'll remember this is Jayanti's tree. And it will also, whenever you look at it, remind you of patience, because probably it'll take 30 years before you see how beautiful it can get. But like many good things in life, what comes with patience usually has the best results. So probably in 30 years, you'll see a beautiful tree shading all the next generation of volleyball players and kids running around in school. And we'll put a special little plaque under it saying your name and the year you graduated. So we all know that this is Jayanti's tree. Nice. And I have one more thing for Jayanti that isn't really on patience, but I thought it was appropriate for her. There's a poem written by Satchidananda Swami called May You Be Blessed. And I know for the other grads we always gave some kind of blessing, and I thought this was very sweet. So bear with me, it's kind of long, but it's very sweet. It says, May your eyes be blessed with sweet tears of longing for the beloved of your heart, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. For such tears cure the mistaken outlook and make the bitter tears of misery disappear. May your vision be blessed with calming glances of compassion as you see the many souls all around suffering in the heat of their silent sufferings. For by thinking about the true welfare of others, your own problems will automatically leave you and you will prosper and blossom. May your mind be blessed by the divine touch of the Lord's presence, so that you gain the strength to turn your challenges into opportunities and your failures into impulses that bring out your best. May your heart be blessed with soft waves of gratitude and love for the divine couple that heal you inside and out and awaken your true self from the unconscious slumber in which it has dozed since time immemorial. May all your efforts be blessed so that you may reach the land of divine love, conquering the relentless cycle of birth and death in this world. And may your feet be blessed, always to carry you into good association, where all these and many more blessings can be experienced and nurtured. Yes, may the winds of blessings carry your entire being forward, like a ship sailing on the ocean of time. And should your ship experience difficulties that make your heart tremble, do not worry, there is hope. Call upon the names of the Lord with deep feelings of yearning. He will rush to your aid and give you the required strength of heart. So congratulations, Jayanti. I'll give you this little card. Thank you. Oh, and before I forget, this tree requires a hole twice the size of its bucket. So we're just asking the community members here tonight if you might want to help us plant Jayanti's tree. There is a pitchfork and a shovel over there. So before going inside tonight, please help us out and dig a little bit for us. Thank you. We'll show you where the spot is. With the backhoe, maybe that might be what we need. Mark, with the backhoe. We'll see how far we get tonight. Thank you.
Now, before we proceed to the idea of commitment by the seniors, we have to ad-lib one more time because Leila Sundari did indeed arrive. So as a honorary alumni teacher, we'd ask her to come and say a few words to Jen.
Well, everybody. It's nice to be back. We just pulled in and forgot we had no water. Jayanti, this is your super, super special day. Congratulations on making it through high school. I can't believe how big you are. It's like every time it happens. I remember when we first came here, what grade were you in? You were about this big. That big. And what can I say about Jayanti? She is the most amazingly dedicated artistic student that this school has seen, I think. Next to my daughter, because she's amazing too, but this is Jayanti's. I was going to write something when I think Nandini emailed me, but then I couldn't write anything. I'm like, I can't write anything, then I'll be all nervous trying to read a speech. And somebody said, you know what? Just show up late and they won't make you talk. And it work. So, sorry, I'm umming a lot. Jayanti, because you are so amazing. I see really great things in your future. I see you just like opening your wings, as pathetic as that sounds, and flying off, but always having Sharanagati and the love of this community as your base. And I hope that you have a really beautiful, amazing adventure in your life. And wherever your soul might take you, whatever service you want to do, just be aware and know that we and your family and this ginormous Sharanagati extended family is always with you, and we got your back. All the best to you, Hari.
On the ground.
Yikes. It's an expensive microphone. Where's my other batteries?
I'm right here. Didn't they give you the other mic?
Okay. It has a delayed on switch. It wasn't all my fault. So now, commitment. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, commitment, of course, is really essential for anything, any kind of success in any endeavor, material or spiritual. So we want to help to illustrate that principle. And I hope we have a teeny little skit. Actually, not even a skit. It takes about 1 minute. But we'll do that skit. But first of all, this is something that I got somewhere. I think it was at a seminar here. I don't even know about commitment. And if Utma is shaking her head, it must have been a marriage ceremony. Commitment. Anyway, I took it, and I keep this on my board at home, and I read it a lot because to me it's meaningful. But I'm going to, and that's why, Jayanti, it's all stained and stuff. So it may not be brand new, but I'm going to pass it on to you because I really like it. So what I'll do, I'll just read it, but because it's in an old English, then afterwards I'll paraphrase it so that it makes a little more sense. Then after that, we're going to do a commitment tally, in which you'll see, while the commitment tally is happening, I'm going to change into some theatrical dress and then come back to help illustrate commitment. Anyway, so this is written by a poet named Goethe, German. His name is the most mispronounced name in English literature. But in any case, it goes like this, on commitment. And of course, this is translated into English 100 years ago. In any case, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That, the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents. You still with me? Meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. So, in other words, he is saying, if you don't commit, that means you're hesitating. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. And when one is hesitating, he uses the term ineffectiveness. Basically, nothing happens because you're doubtful about it. So, he's making the point that concerning acts of initiative, that something you want to do, something you want to see accomplished, something you would like to see actually happen in your life, it can't happen until you actually decide, I'm going to do it. No turning back. So at that point, when you don't turn back, when that's no longer an option, I'm all in, can't turn back, not until that point does the magic start. As Jamuna Devi used to call it, Krishna magic. So the Krishna magic starts once a person commits to the point that no turning back. So he's saying that. And then what happens when a person commits? That all sorts of things happen that otherwise couldn't have happened and wouldn't have happened, if you follow the idea. So he's saying, what he's saying is that things that you don't even think are possible actually are possible if you commit to them. Maybe that's the sum and substance of it. So we have, and so I'm going to roll this up and I'm going to give it to you later on, because I think it's a very essential idea that we begin to understand the value of committing to something, whether it's spiritual or material, or even marriage. We commit to it, to make it meaningful. So, I have a couple of assistants. I hope they're going to come up here for the commitment tally. Now, what this is, we need a calculator. I'll get a calculator, but we're going to draw on the audience to, and you have to raise your hand, but everybody has to raise their hand, by the way, to say a number that's something that you have committed to for X number of years. So, for example, for a professional teacher, it'd be easy. I've committed to already to 30 years of teaching, or a marriage, or a hobby, or anything. So the commitment counter is going to keep track from each person. We'll find out how many years of various kinds of commitment are actually right here in front of us at this moment. So that will illustrate to us. So commitment counter.
Sorry.
That's Janaki. Okay. You remember that there's enthusiasm, there's endurance, and then there's commitment. So we've got the just okay. So 1 minute.
So, priest, a rabbi.
Break the ice here. Did you hear about that joke where the... Okay. Okay, so anybody want to start this off? Commitment, anything?
Initiation vows, 43 years.
All right.
There's going to be a lot of those.
Anybody else? Partha? All right.
33 years.
How many years?
40.
All right.
58.
What?
58.
Lifetime travel and adventure. Last 40 years. 40 years. Nice. All right. Narangi?
12 years of school.
Okay.
Lakshmi.
Sorry. Breathing for 15 years.
Nice. That's a good one. Okay, Yuri.
6 years of just showing up to school.
All right.
Showing up.
All right.
Like 5.
Oh, wow, already, hey? All right, anybody else?
40 years of taking prasada.
12 years of marriage.
All right.
25 years of marriage.
25 years, okay.
17 years of teaching.
Rhoda?
7 years of being a parent.
Feels a lot longer?
Think about that. Only 7.
68 years in this body.
There's a commitment, eh?
Plus 9 months in the womb.
7 months in the womb.
Yeah.
17 years of not committing to anything.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Come on. Yeah. Oh, wow, we got a lot. Yeah?
Yeah. 6 years of committed to self-sufficient vegetable growing, healing, sharing, organizing.
Okay. Miss Holly?
I was 50 years old when I graduated to become a teacher.
Wow. All right. Anybody else? Yeah, good meeting.
44 years of
Hi, well.
Okay.
That's the hardest.
I think that equals like 15 in real years, right? Okay. Yep.
23 years of transit guide.
20, wow.
Oh. Groovy, man. Love the sideburns.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Hare. Wow, man. That's far up. I'm going to commit to that.
Where do you get those plants? It looks like you already made them.
So far we have 626 years of commitment. So can we get more than that?
Reach 1,000.
Let's go for it. Okay, let's go. I know there's a lot more in here. Anybody? Any commitments? Okay. Anybody else? Yeah.
51 years of being Nikki's big sister.
1 year and a half in Trinidad.
1.5. Wow, we've got. Yeah.
36 years since your father opened the door and let me join the temple.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're moving up really fast. So
20 years doing music.
Okay. Wow. All right.
56 years of
Hear you there. What? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? I can do 12 years. How old are my kids now? 5 years of being a parent. It feels really long. So when people say they've been parents for like 20 plus years, I think that's impossible. Okay, so we're getting close. Vana, come on, we haven't heard anything. Come on, Vana.
Yeah, like 3 years.
3 years. Okay, we got 3 years from Vana.
How what have you done? Nothing. How
Okay.
many kids have you had? I think I've had 5.
Okay. Yep.
12 years of being a wonderful daughter.
I'm sure there might be some arguments over there. Some heads shaking over
I'm
there.
awesome and you know it.
Oh. 42 years.
42 years.
Still got a bit of the hippie in him. Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of all my attachments, but I didn't stop chanting. Jaya, the point of this exercise is that even in this humble little gathering, you've got 867 years of commitment among this small group. So the idea here is to help you understand that, it's really an important part of life. Anyway, so much for commitment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after all of that, we have a speech from the Grad herself coming up. And this is when the crying really starts. Yay! 1 second, please. Okay, John. This is your garland of love and wisdom. All these little notes in here are from your Serenagati family. You can read at your leisure.
Turn the other way.
Jazz. Turn it.
Turn. There, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think that this day would ever come, but it has. So here I am after 12 years, standing in front of a group of people who have all helped in raising me. I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped me reach this impossible goal. First, thank you to Karan Radha for providing such an amazing environment for us to grow and learn, both academically and spiritually, and for being so patient and understanding on that journey. Thank you, Mom, for always supporting me and helping me with French homework till 1 in the morning. Thank you to Miss Chalice for teaching me to read, and Harilila for getting me through high school math. Thank you to my legs for supporting me, my hands for always being by my side, and my fingers. I could always count on them. Thank you, Miss Adams, for making school interesting and awesome by giving us truffles and always smiling. Thanks, Dad, for always being there to encourage me, and Partan Uttama for expanding my knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and jerks. Thank you, Kishori, Yamuna, and Daita for being way too cute. Thank you, KD, for teaching me Mridanga.
He can hear you.
Yes, he can. Thank you to Miss Holly and Leela Sundari for being kind and considerate teachers and teaching us to dance. I'd like to thank Colleen and the Sides teachers for supporting me and working so hard to give us such a good and valuable education. I couldn't have done it without you guys, and especially without Krishna and Balaram.
Thank you, Jaya. Especially like the gratitude that you show to your fingers. In case you missed that one. Okay, so I asked Carr for a brief bio of Colleen, the Sides principal, because I didn't know. And he said she's just a consummate professional educator. So, okay, that's good enough. Anyway, Sides, parents who have children in school, they're more familiar with that acronym, even though nobody really knows what it means. It means the school. But it's, let's see, Sides, South Interior, South Central Interior, Distance, Education, and then School, Society, or something on this.
Secrets.
Anyway, aside from that, she has the distinguishing characteristic of being a person who has 2 L's in both her first and her last name. I think that's interesting. But even more important than that, she's actually a stakeholder in the lives of our children and the community here. So, somebody that we don't see, but who is involved from a distance in this community. So please welcome her and she'll speak with us.
I never thought of that.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the nice introduction. I made some notes because I tend to talk too long, and I was told to always write my first teacher evaluation was to always write an agenda on the board so I could actually get through the curriculum. So I started using that knowledge in making notes. So good afternoon to all of you. It is a great honor to have been invited to this afternoon's celebration for Jayanti. Thank you. I'd like to start by saying how grateful the team at Skides, South Central Interior, Distant Education, is to have been invited to participate in your community in the education of your youth. We definitely have learned more from you than you have learned from us. I know that for sure. We have had a restored faith that a community can raise a child, that a community can come together to educate their youth. We've learned how a community can successfully incorporate curriculum into their community and their culture as opposed to the other way around. We feel like we're guests. The Hare Krishna culture purposes being incorporated into curriculum only strengthen it and help personalize it to the goals and the values of your community. The Skypes team sends heartfelt congratulations to you, Jayanti. We're very proud of you and for all of you have accomplished. I surveyed the staff and I said, when you think of Jayanti, what do you think? And they said, we think of these certain virtues that she has and that we've learned from her. One of them being resiliency, courage, discipline, and kindness. We've enjoyed your humor, your creativity, your talent, and your warm smiles and your laughter. We pray that your road ahead is filled with love, joy, and many positive adventures. And with your huge support network, faith, and virtues, we are confident that you'll employ significant contributions to the real unity and peace in our world. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you. Now, a certificate I'm assuming Cara is going to present this. We have a certificate and gift to give to Jayanti. You know, her mother was telling me that she went to her graduation, her size graduation, I guess, in Merritt, and received some surprise bursary scholarships for her future. So similarly, our small community is going to award her double that amount. No, not really. In spirit, though, we'd like to. So I'm at a loss here because as far as where's the gift and it comes from now, the presentation, I'm waiting for our local principal. After that, we have the pictures. Maybe we should do the pictures now. By the way, does anybody have a suggestion where to put that tree? Under the hydrant. Near the hydrant.
Well, then it's going to take out that.
Actually, we have a resident landscape professional who probably has an opinion on exactly where that tree should go. Happens to be the father of the grads. Because it'll be a big tree someday. Okay, well, I've hammed it up as much as I can.
I actually have something to read, but I'm not on the.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, one more little offering or blessing from a community member, and then we'll have the gift presentation.
I was banned.
Okay, see, this is where I get all nervous, but I wanted to read this to you, Jayanti. Oh, the places you will go. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done, there are points to be scored, there are games to be won, and the magical things you can do with the ball will make you a winningest winner of all. Things may happen, and often do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. Congratulations, today is your day, you're off to great places, you're off and away. It's opener out there in the wide open air. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road, hither and yon, that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lit, but mostly they're darked. But mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out, or do you go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? When you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. Fame, you'll be famous as can be, with everyone watching you win on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. Oh, the places you will go.
Dr. Seuss.
So now is the time for Jayanti to come and get her certificate. I know in Merit they already gave her graduation also, diploma. But this is a special certificate saying that she graduated from Govardhan Academy with outstanding credit. So Jayanti, would you like to come on stage?
Come on.
And we also have a special parting gift for Jayanti. We know she'll miss two very special people. And these are larger than life. They'll take up your whole space in your yurt. But we have two very special things for her.
Open them.
Everyone will want you to open it.
Yeah.
And show them.
Open it.
Yeah.
Jazz, open it.
I need it.
Jeez, people. I thought you could count on your hands.
Just rip it. Rip it.
One of those.
No, it's been sheep. Betrayed her.
Is it? This? Very nice.
So Jayanti, of course, knows that they'll never leave her, even though she might be traveling everywhere. She's always welcome to come back, and they'll very much miss her too.
I did forget to mention that under the canopy there's a table. If anybody wants to leave a gift for Jayanti, there is a little gift table there. And there's a guest book there, and you can offer her some well wishes. Now, these pictures of Krishna Balaram, as Colleen was mentioning, how Krishna consciousness is kind of seamlessly integrated into the school itself. And so these pictures of Krishna Balaram, if you're a student that goes to this school, they mean a lot. You just see that Jaya is already like infatuated with the pictures of Krishna Balaram. So anyway, so we're going to now have a group photo. We'll have Jaya in that very circle in the middle, and then everybody, parents, relatives, and according to your level of whatever, we just circle around so that everybody's here, no matter who you think you are, everybody's here actually is a part of this. So get included in that group photo some way or another, either kneeling or standing or somewhere, because we're all in it together. Okay, so that'll happen now. Then after there'll be a kirtan, and during the kirtan, please come up and shake Jayanti's hand. And then afterwards, there is a wonderful little slideshow inside and prasadam inside. One of those "This Is Your Life" Jaya slideshows. Those are always fun. Okay, so group photo time, especially before it starts raining, so everybody please come up.
Best selfie of 2016.
I'm so sorry.
Right, Dan.
Sorry, because like I haven't seen you in a long time. So that is a long Wait, do I line up too?
All the students on the, can all the students fit on the
Taking a picture, they have to tell us if we're in it. You know, like push the
I think the color is going in the front. Take control, Rada.
Yeah. All the little fishes come in the front here. Okay, all the little fishes.
Folks, everybody, let's get up here. We're in this photo.
But it's sweet.
Yeah, we have to fit like 30. So little kids should be in the front.
I can feel it getting ready to go.
Okay, we'll just take
One more up there, you guys.
And then, okay, young people, sit in the front. Otherwise, someone stands right there. Oh, this thing is good. Okay, and then where's Narangi? Okay, someone come on this side. Come on this side. Paul, this thing's feeling really good.
If Rex, I'll be like the highlight of Wait, you guys, there's like empty spots that need to be filled. I can like between, like beside Rosaraj could be filled and beside.
You know the button there?
Hi. Good, horrible. Bigger, should I get this?
Not a roof, huh?
Oops. Oh. Done yet?
And then you guys have to take your pictures and then get in.
Narangi,
are you here?
Should I get in? Should I get in? Should I get in?
Yeah, you should. Sit right here. Oh, you kind of caught it.
Nana, you want to come sit beside us too?
Everybody
No, I can't.
Can somebody get Narangi in the kitchen? Or?
You know your face.
Tanya, there is a timer on that. If you want to try to prop it somehow. Or you can take the video stand, maybe. I don't know if that would work.